I take it you've been enjoying your vacation so far?
Definitely. Believe it or not, I actually went swimming in the ocean yesterday. Seems like I'm slowly getting over my hatred for water.
Slowly being the operative word. Very, very slowly. He was about knee-deep in the water when he decided it might be too soon yet. That's hardly what I would call swimming.
So what? I'm getting there. And you're supposed to support me, Shannon. But enough about me. What about you, Wilbica? Let me guess, what used to be the golden jungle is now just a regular jungle because I stole all of its gold.
All in due time. We only just arrived, and my mother has been busy redecorating her room to let everybody know that a witch lives here now. Can you believe that she has the huge downstairs bathroom all to herself while Tiamo, Leviathan and I have to share the small one upstairs?
That totally sounds like her, yes. And the others?
Leviathan is reading a pamphlet about Selvadorada that they handed us at the airport. I didn't even realize he knew how to read, but you learn something new every day, I guess.
Hey, I heard that.
And my brother left to explore Puerto Diamante with Bitch. That's the marketplace where we'll go shopping for proper clothes and gear later today.
So you did actually take Bitch with you? I thought I wanted to leave her with Amara.
Initially yes, but this place doesn't have the same full moon problem as Forgotten Hollow, so we decided to take her along. She's the reason we came here after all, and so far, she seems to enjoy her stay.
So do I. Finally, I no longer have to wrap my entire body in bulky winter clothes and hide my skin from the sun as if I were allergic. Whoever invented cold seasons should be forced to endure them forever as punishment.
And you would rather stay in Selvadorada forever, I assume?
I would, if not for my son in Windenburg. But maybe I can convince the entire family to move here. If I heard Aya right, this house belongs to her anyway.
Not yet, but she's working on it.
Wilbica, Leviathan, are you ready for our shopping spree?
Not really. I don't need any new clothes, but I won't say no to some sightseeing.
You heard them, Grande. Time to go.
Alright. Take pictures of your new outfits, and have fun.
You too. Talk to you later.
Sure you're okay with this, Corwin? I could understand if you'd rather be with your friends right now.
Believe me, I wouldn't. The Mamminis got themselves expelled from Sulani, by an angel no less, and started a war with some fairies in Mount Komarebi shortly thereafter. Who knows what kind of trouble awaits them in Selvadorada, but I'm perfectly happy not to find out firsthand.
Well, in that case, let's try swimming again.
Oh. You know what? I think you should do my nails. They're not in good shape today.
Januaria ko Setcha. Hi. I'm a tourist on vacation, and they told me you're the person to ask if I have questions about this place that the official pamphlets don't answer.
That depends entirely on you, and the question.
It's a simple one really. Where can I buy skinwalker relics?
Oh, that one has a really simple answer too. You can't. They're not for sale.
But my hometown has a museum that used to exhibit Selvadoradian artifacts. How did it get hold of them, if not through trade?
No such trade has ever been made with Windenburg, at least not since I have a say in the matter.
He never mentioned the name of our hometown. How do you know we're from Windenburg?
But you're not the first tourists from that part of the world that I've seen in the past couple of years. Maybe some of the others were here on behalf of your museum to steal artifacts from the ancient temple in the jungle, and got lucky.
That sounds like something you should be concerned about. But you don't seem to be.
And you don't seem concerned about this random stranger mysteriously knowing everything about you.
That temple and everything inside doesn't officially belong to anybody, so who am I to determine who gets to keep it? If they survive the trip, they might as well claim their reward.
Is it really that dangerous?
Well, for starters, a human sacrifice is required to even enter the temple in the first place. That's enough to scare most people off, tourists and locals alike. Still, about 20 years ago, a few kids tried to find another way inside as part of a dare. Only one girl came back alive.
Shit happens, but I can't blame those kids. Raiding an Omiskan temple does sound like a fun challenge, and a nice diversion from the boring banks I usually break into.
Definitely not an item on my bucket list, but you do you.
In other words, there's no easy way to come by a skinwalker relic. Do you happen to have one at home that I could borrow?
Even if I did, I wouldn't let you take it anywhere near your mother's sticky fingers.
Are you talking about me? How rude. What makes you think I'm a thief?
No idea. Perhaps you casually mentioning your bank raids within her earshot has something to do with it. But still, how does she know you're Tiamo's mother, and that we're from Windenburg? And why is nobody with a voice asking these important questions?
This discrimination against kind old ladies, can you believe it?
I don't mind old ladies. It's the tourists I don't trust.
Fucking racist.
But we need one of those relics.
Then I'm afraid I can't help you. As I said before, they're not for sale. But there's many other things you can buy here, such as clothes, food, and souvenirs. The bar over there has drinks too, and even educational opportunities for astronomy enthusiasts, courtesy of Puerto Yamonte's new teacher, Senora Dominguez. Feel free to look around.
Januaria is a tough nut. That didn't go as well as I'd hoped.
Of course not. You didn't even turn on the charm. Perhaps that would have made her more cooperative.
I thought I wasn't allowed to flirt with strangers anymore now that you and I have a child together, but if you insist.
No, I was talking about your vampiric mind control thing.
Oh.
Want me to show you how it's done?
How? You don't even have vampiric mind control powers, and your best argument was, but we need one of those relics. What are you going to do? Throw yourself on the ground and whine until she gives you what you want?
Watch and learn.
So what now, Mum? Do we force her to tell us the truth via magic, break into her home to see if she has what we're looking for, or let Leviathan try his thing first, whatever that is? Mum?
Yes?
Wow. You turned into a local quickly. Where did you get this outfit?
From one of the vendors, of course.
I want one too. How much was it?
Hell if I know. I didn't ask before I took it. What's with the stupid questions? But you're right, we should find something for you too. People around here won't trust you as long as you look like a bloody tourist.
And you totally don't look like a bloody thief, do you? But either way, whatever local fashion you might steal, you're never going to look as fabulous as me in this pretty dress, so better get used to that.
Yes, I'm a merman. Just wait until you see my tail. It's really big and smooth, you're going to be impressed.
By Mother Moon. And I thought I was the one with the tacky pickup lines. Then again, he probably doesn't even realize what he's doing.
I'm going to need more proof than that. Anyone could just put on some fake fins and claim to be a merperson.
But not everyone can do this.
Fuck.
I'm indeed impressed. Most merfolk need more than just a little drink to summon rain. Why don't you tell me more about how you learned to do that? When we're alone?
Sure, why not?
Digging yourself deeper and deeper.
Great! I still have work to do, but I'll take you to a special place tonight. And I can't wait to see your huge tail.
Congratulations, Lev. She's hot. You two are going to make some really pretty babies.
What are you talking about?
You totally just scored a date with a woman who turned me down. Didn't think I'd ever see this day.
What? You're crazy. We're just friends. I wouldn't even know how to seduce a woman.
Then I hope you're a fast learner, because tonight, you'll eat up and eat out.
Gross.
Don't worry, we'll find you something to wear later. But until then, don't speak to any of these tourist haters.
Then what else am I supposed to do?
How about listening? February mentioned some kind of education program here at the bar.
I think her name was Januaria.
Or March, or April. Do I look like I care? Go to school and lecture your teachers if you're such a know-it-all. I'll have a drink in the meantime.
You are now getting close to your final destination, the singularity of the supermassive black hole.
I know that voice.
Due to the time dilation you've experienced, the universe you've known no longer exists, and there's just enough time left to mourn the fact that all your loved ones are dead and you'll never see them again, right before you get ripped apart by gravity and die horribly. Bloody hell. Kids are so damn touchy these days.
Elise?
Almost. My name is Louisa. Pleasure to meet you. Are you a new student?
Senor Dominguez, what happens when a black hole bumps into another black hole?
My girlfriend and I call that scissoring.
Very funny, Nadine, but to answer Alvaro's question, when two black holes collide, they merge into one, producing gravitational waves strong enough to destroy anything nearby. So if you ever feel like walking little Corazon in outer space, don't go near colliding black holes, unless you want your cute puppy to turn into a gross hot dog. Hey, don't be sad. It's not worse than what the ancient Amiskans did to your ancestors, and you actually worship them for it.
Death may be a huge part of our culture, but that doesn't mean I want to die anytime soon. And I don't want Corazon to die either.
That's the church bell. You know what that means. Enjoy the rest of the day, and come back tomorrow if you want to learn more about the monsters of the cosmos.
So this is where you're hiding from the SCIA.
And your family just happened to come here, out of all destinations you could have picked for your next vacation. What a small world.
It's not really a vacation. Anyway, Luisa Dominguez, huh? Do any of the locals actually believe that you're one of them?
I'm not posing as a local, just as the widow of one. My husband, the well-known archaeologist Luis Dominguez, tragically got himself killed on a trip to the old Amiscan temple, and now I have to make ends meet by myself.
As a teacher in this jungle backwater. But if your husband was that well known around here, wouldn't his neighbors also know that he wasn't married to a white foreigner with a first name that makes her sound like his twin sister rather than his wife?
They believe whatever January Akasecha tells them. She's the mother of that boy Alvaro you just met, the closest thing this village has to a mayor, and the first friend I made here.
Probably not by accident. Clever. But why Selvadorada?
Ironically, it was the SCIA itself that gave me the idea. Before Olga Strankova tried to arrest me, she told me about this place and its shape-shifting magic. It might be a stretch, but I figured if these people are that good at turning things into other things, maybe they could help me turn back into the person I was before I lost control over my powers.
You'll need to tell me more about that.
I'm telling you, once I take over this village, that oh so dangerous temple will be my throne room, all the relics and artifacts inside will be mine, the drinks here will be better, and even may the heterochronic racist will be my bitch. No offense.
Yeah, whatever. I'm just wondering why you care so much about this village of all places. Is it because your desired son-in-law likes it better than Windenburg? Or are you making wedding plans again?
What do you think is the strongest branch of magic? Shape-shifting, curses, elemental magic, necromancy? Because it feels like all of these are coming together in Selvadorada.
I would have said creation, or time manipulation, but I'm beginning to understand why you feel at home here.
Leviathan is a shapeshifter who turns into a fish. I'm an expert on curses. Wilbica is an elemental witch. And now that Tiamo is a witch again too, he's going to need a speciality of his own. Do you think he'd be interested in mastering necromancy? Because then, we could totally rule this place.
Lev already rules this place completely by himself. He's a closeted lady killer, did you know that?
Enough of this. I already told you you misunderstood the whole thing.
Tell that to your date.
Wait a second, what date? No. I need her name and something she touched, right now.
Lev has got this, mum. No need for voodoo support.
Who said anything about support? I'm not letting some Selvadoradian slut ruin my dream wedding.
Kind of diminishes your newfound affection for this place, doesn't it?
No weddings are going to be ruined. But even if we were going to get married next week, I wouldn't mind Lev gaining some new experiences beforehand.
Thanks, but that's an experience I can go without.
You know what I could go without? The rain. Make it stop so we can continue our shopping spree.
Good idea. Some of us have a hot date tonight and need nice new clothes.
Shut up.
Much better. Wilbica, we can go back out now.
Excuse me, are you Tiamo Mammini, the famous writer, musician and art critic?
Here we go again. Where do you want your autograph?
Wilbica? Where are you?
Excuse me.
I see. As soon as you use your power, it's like
space and time start falling apart. Yes. Ever since that fairy cursed me, I've been unable to freeze things on a smaller scale like I did before. At least I've regained some control over the rewinding power, so that it no longer restarts the entire day whenever I use it.
How come one of your powers is safe to use, while the other is so utterly destructive?
Because apparently one goes against the laws of nature and the other doesn't, or at least not as much. I wouldn't call rewinding safe though. Just because it hasn't caused noticeable problems so far, doesn't mean it never will. But it sometimes happens that I stop time by accident, and then I'd rather rewind and hope for the best than watch the world end.
I had no idea it was this serious. Does Januaria know?
I haven't filled her in on the details yet, but she knows that I'm a witch struggling with power and continence.
And what exactly is she? A witch, a mermaid, a shapeshifter, or something else?
A little bit of everything, I'd say.
Wow. Who would have expected to find something like this in the middle of a jungle?
I told you I'd take you to a special place. Look at that sunset. Did I promise too much?
No, you promised just the right amount, I'd say. But I don't want this to get awkward, so there's something I need to tell you about myself. You're half naked.
I know. What's the matter? Have you never seen a woman in a bikini before?
Many actually. I mean because I'm from Sulani, where it's always hot and humid and people like to go swimming, not for other reasons.
Perfect, because I'd like to go for a swim myself.
Januaria, Wait. You too.
Why so surprised? Sulani isn't the only place with merfolk, but one of my grandmothers was Sulanese, in case you're wondering where my mermaid gene came from. And while I may not be as powerful as you when it comes to changing the weather, I'm an extremely fast swimmer. I could be at the other end of this pool before you even touch the water. Wanna bet?
Bet all you want, but you'll lose.
You weren't lying about your impressive tale, but I won.
Actually, I'd call it a draw, which means you're still faster than your mom, because you had a head start.
Who is this?
My son, Alvaro.
Son? Oh. That means there's probably a father too, right? I didn't realize you were married, but I like it.
No, not anymore. My father died years ago, and mom has been trying to replace him since. But so far I couldn't stand any of the guys she brought home.
I see. Well, you must know, I can be quite the asshole myself.
I can't imagine that. But you seem nervous, almost like you're scared of me. What do you think I'm going to do to you?
Make me replace your deceased husband?
Is that so? Well.
Phew. Being a celebrity can be hard, you know. Doesn't matter to which end of the world I go, Strangerville, Sulani, Selvadorada, someone will always have heard of me, and as soon as the word is out, fans won't leave me alone. My hand hurts from all the autographs I had to sign.
Then you better go home and get a good rest, because you're going to need your strength tomorrow. On the bright side, there won't be any annoying fans where we're going.
Okay, and where is that?
The temple. I spoke to more locals and gathered all the gear we'll need. A tent, a map of the jungle, some provisions, bug spray and a few other things. And in case I forgot something, my magic will make up for it.
And who are you planning to sacrifice to gain access to the temple? Have you thought of that too? Because Januaria said
what she had to say to discourage tourists from discovering the secrets of her people. But no one else I asked about that mentioned a human sacrifice. We'll find a way, as we always do.
Be honest. Is this really about finding a skinwalker relic to help bitch? Or are you just itching to play Tomb Raider in an Amiscan temple, like you said earlier today?
Both. If you and the others don't want to follow me all the way, I won't make you. But I'm looking forward to the challenge.
That's pretty much everything that happened today. I could tell you who I met at the bar, but I'd rather not, just in case the SCIA is listening in.
So you're not painting the jungle red yet?
We're only just getting ready for it. Your day must have been a lot more exciting. Any trouble with the vampires? Or with Mischief Minnie?
Not at all. My younger self is very well behaved, which is strange considering his father's, and Mercury has been suspiciously polite lately. But I won't let my guard down. He's planning something, I know it.
Well, in that case, I should let you get back to work. Good night, or good morning, or whatever time of day it is in Windenburg.
Good night. And duty already calls again. Come in.
Loki, we need to talk.
Vero, you must be the last person I ever expected to see in Shadow Vale, or at least you're in the top 10 of the least expected people, along with the Ageless Sage, High Priestess Domaris, and most of the Popescus.
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't important. Are the Mamminis really in Selvadorada?
Following your advice, yes.
My advice was to use ancient Selvadoradian magic to help with Bitch's werewolf problem, not that they should go to Selvadorada themselves. Tell them to come back immediately. I'll do what I can for Bitch, just like I did for Draco.
Thanks, but that won't be necessary anymore. Once Aya gets hold of another Skinwalker relic.
She won't. That jungle is way more dangerous than she thinks. It messes with your body and mind. Something terrible happened to me there when I was younger, and I can't be responsible for it happening to anyone else. But knowing Aya, that won't dissuade her, so we have to. Before it's too late.